Please join me in a pledge of allegiance, a moment of prayer of silence to cherish victory. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of April 26, 2021?
So moved. I'll second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is there a motion to approve appropriations ordinance number 18?
I move we approve ordinance number 18.
Declare the
Second.
public second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
A little bit ahead of myself before I was chastised by the city attorney. I'm gonna buy him earplugs. I'll declare the public input session open for any items not on the agenda, and I'll call on Joni.
Good morning. I would just like to invite everybody to the museum today. It's National Travel and Tourism Week, and from 2 to 4, we're having free coffee and cookies. And also the museum's having free admission all week. And we also have free trolley rides from 2 to 4. So
Good.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Anything online?
No.
Anything from the bench?
No, thank you.
I'd just like to say, Mayor, we had a great little Arbor Day celebration last Friday over here across the street in Linnea Park. Mrs. Powers' fifth grade class from Lincoln Elementary participated and were very active in actually planting the tree and learning about trees. There were some good programs given and just a good little celebration and good times ahead. So
Terrific. Okay, I'm going to save my COVID stuff for later, but I would like to read the McPherson High School announcement. It's banner time. Congratulations to the MHS forensics team who were crowned the 4A state champs. McPherson, 307 points. Mage, 303. Tonganoxie, 301 were the top three. It's always good when we come ahead of Mage. It's even better if it's only a small margin. That's my personal comment, but they didn't release that. Caden Hardgrave was the individual state champ. Terrific job, Caden. And the newest member of the Hall of Fame, I'm assuming when we have that in the fall. So congratulations to the forensics team at the high school. We brought home another state championship and be another banner coming up soon. Okay, if there's nothing else, I'll declare the public input session closed. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as distributed?
I'll move.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, if you would pull up the Harvard piece. No, you know, this is fine right where you're at. As you can see, we have, I believe, 11 days of yellow. We did have 6 days of orange, and before that, we had 16 days of yellow. So I think that we are doing well on that. I wanted to read the email that I had talked to Dr. Gorman on, and she had sent this to everyone on the commission. And so, gentlemen, McPherson County vaccination rate as of today is 393.1 per thousand. So that's just over 39%. We are not moving very quickly. Our clinic vaccination has observed a significant drop-off in scheduled appointments. This is likely partly because the vaccine is now widely available, including at pharmacies, and partly because most of the people who want to be vaccinated already have been. This slowed vaccine rate is observable in the statewide numbers as well. It's also observable nationally. Mayor Brown has indicated he intended to address the city mask ordinance at the upcoming city commission meeting. I appreciate the support from the city in maintaining the mask ordinance until the population has had a chance to get vaccinated as I requested. I recently had hoped that we were going to see more widespread acceptance of the vaccine before the plateau in vaccination. But I'll tell you, this is not the first time that I haven't got what I wanted with the pandemic. And I'm sure it won't be the last. At this point, for a practical social standpoint, I don't see the utility of continuing the mask ordinance if the community is every bit as vaccinated as it chooses to be, and the COVID numbers are low. I won't be attending the meeting on Monday. Please contact me if I can be of service. And I promised her I would read the email. So from that standpoint, I would like to bring up again that we would go to invoking ordinance 3351. And this would mean that we will no longer have the ordinance of choice in place. That doesn't mean that people that are concerned should not still wear a mask. It would not mean that a business that wanted masks can require it. It just means that the city is not going to be the one that is demanding people to do it. And I will say, from a city standpoint, we can decide what we want to do, but everybody in the city that has wanted a vaccination has got a vaccination, and Friday was the 2-week date after the second vaccination. So we should be in good shape there. So I would like to move to adopt ordinance 3354.
I'll second that.
Okay,
You're not adopting the
You're not
ordinance.
adopting it.
You've already
already
adopted.
that ordinance. You're just doing a motion to suspend the mask requirement.
okay. We will,
I'll still second it.
okay, my motion will be simply to suspend the prior ordinance, whatever you said.
Let me second it again.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll second it.
okay. Now, I want to bring up a couple other things. Number one is we're not alone in this. The Sentinel piece that was there last week pretty much quoted Barton County, but it could have said McPherson County. We're in the same boat as this. There is concern all around, and I would give either of the commissioners, both of them, an opportunity to say their feelings.
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't say I was somewhat disappointed that we haven't reached a higher level of vaccination. I was really hoping that 50% might be a mark that we would hit. I know some cities have said 70% of the mark. We're just obviously not going to get there because vaccinations have fallen off. So we'll take what we can. I would hope that each of you would recognize those stores that require masks and abide by those regulations. I know I certainly will. I'm as ready as anybody else is to get rid of these things, but I still think we need to abide by store policies. I've had a lot of emails both directions, for and pro, or pro and con, and it just appears to me with Dr. Gorman's recommendation and the number of vaccines that we have had that we can slow this down. I can assure you, we're probably going to see an increase in COVID cases when we get rid of them. It's happened in Sedgwick County. It's happened in Reno County. COVID rates have shot up sky high. So I would encourage anyone that has not got a vaccine to please get one. And so we can kind of control this thing the best we can.
I agree with what Commissioner Mills said. The only thing I'd like to add is that you could walk into any of the stores in town and there's a lot of people that are not wearing masks. And I would venture to say that the people that are not wearing masks are probably the same ones that aren't getting vaccinated. And that is really, really disappointing to me. I'm going to be one of the first ones to make some changes to this. If this keeps going up like Reno County just has, I was in Reno County this last weekend, and there were, I would say that 95% of the people did not wear a mask. And I don't know, I just hope we don't get back into the same rut that we were in 6 months ago or even a year ago. Because if we do, ladies and gentlemen, it's not going to be a pretty sight. I can tell you that. So please help yourself, help your neighbors, help your friends. Get up and get vaccinated. And if you don't get vaccinated, please wear your mask and do everything you can to make this thing stay down and make everybody happy. And I don't like a mask any more than anybody else does. Thank you.
I'd like to call on Seth to give us an update on the testing we've been doing up here.
All right, so last month we did about 23 for April, so the numbers are steadily declining. The month before was about 50 in March, so number of testing is actually going down right now for the fire department.
Yeah, I think in February, we did 110. Then we
Yep.
fell off in March to 53, and now we're down to 23. And basically, we're not doing anything special. Seth can correct me if I'm wrong. And if people still want to make a phone call, we'll give them the test for free and send it into the Wichita State Mobile Micro Lab. But basically, most days, nobody shows up. So
Correct.
we've fallen way down. I think that, you can sit down. I think that this ordinance, by putting it into place now, has the flexibility for us to be able to simply go back if we have a problem. Reno County, has been said, has a spike. Marion County has a spike, but there are such low population, it only takes a couple cases to bring them back up into a bad zone. Harvey County is up slightly, and Sedgwick County is still in the yellow. So, you know, it is what it is. So we have a motion.
Can't hear you. That better?
All right.
Okay, there you go.
So anyways, do we have a motion in a second? So I'm going to say, all those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? It's unanimous that we will move to ordinance 3354. And we will hopefully, the public will honor the wishes of various institutions. I'm sure the hospital will still require masks, the clinics will require masks. Some of our bigger boxes are going to have a mask requirement. Some of our small businesses may, but if you have a need to feel safe, wear your mask. If you do not want to wear your mask, social distance as much as you can. And the other thing is, be kind to everyone, whether they wear a mask or they don't wear a mask. We need to build back community unity. And so it's an important thing here we're making this step because progress is really slow in vaccination. But if you haven't received a second shot, some people have stopped after one shot of the 2-shot vaccine. And that is better than nothing, but you really need to get all of the antibody benefit by getting the second shot. So please, if you've got one shot, go get the other shot. Even if you're 3-4 weeks behind getting it, you can get appointment or just show up and you probably can get the shot and go on from there. So with that, we will move on to the next piece.
When does that officially take effect?
Right now.
Okay.
Okay. All right, I'm taking my mask off only because you've had trouble hearing me, not because I passed the ordinance. But the next is the proclamation. Today is National Proclamation Day, I think. At least it is in McPherson, Kansas. We have 4 proclamations, and I will start with the first one, which is the National Day of Prayer. To the people of McPherson, Kansas, greetings. Throughout our history, whether in times of great joy and thanksgiving or in times of great challenge and uncertainty, Americans have turned to prayer. In prayer, we have expressed gratitude and humility, sought guidance and forgiveness, and received inspiration and assistance, both in good times and in bad. On this day, let us give thanks for the many blessings God has bestowed upon our nation. Let us rejoice for the blessing of freedom, both to believe and to live our beliefs, and for many other freedoms and opportunities that bring us together as one nation. Let us ask for wisdom, compassion, discernment of justice as we address the great challenges of our times. Whereas the National Day of Prayer is a tradition first proclaimed by the Continental Congress in 1775, whereas this year will mark the 69th consecutive observance of National Day of Prayer, observed on this first Thursday of May since President Harry Truman officially established an annual National Day of Prayer in 1952, and whereas each community of faith deserves the recognition, respect, and protection of all others, and whereas it is fitting and proper to observe this day in McPherson, Kansas, when all may acknowledge our blessings, express gratitude for them, support our troops, and pray for peace. Now, therefore, I, Thomas A. Brown, Mayor of the City of McPherson, do hereby proclaim May 6, 2021 as the National Day of Prayer in McPherson, Kansas, and urge citizens to join in this observance and witness thereof. Is there a motion to approve this proclamation?
I'd so move.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Would you like to take it? You, Ron Peters, and I will tell you, I'm more apt to be able to pray than ride my bicycle to work. Okay. The next proclamation is National Travel and Tourism Week. And proclamation, whereas the power of travel has been consistent driver of Kansas economy and workforce, whereas a robust travel industry provides significant economic benefits for the nation, generating more than $2.6 trillion in economic output in 2019 and 1.1 trillion spent direct by travelers in the U.S. Whereas travel has been the foundation of a healthy workforce, serving as one of the largest private sector employers in the U.S., supporting 17 million jobs in 2019. Whereas spending by travelers has aided state and local governments alike, generating $180 billion in tax revenue in 2019 to support essential services and programs. Whereas travel and tourism dependent businesses and organizations, 83% of which are small business, are responsible for welcoming visitors for all around the world to explore Kansas and all our country has to offer. Whereas last year, the coronavirus pandemic devastated every sector of the travel industry with staggering decline in 2020 compared to 2019, affecting every community in the country, including Kansas. Whereas the city of McPherson brought in $349,867.15 in transient guest tax in 2020, which funded the McPherson Convention and Visitors Bureau. Whereas the travel industry cannot recover without the full return of leisure and business travel, as well as meetings and events, both domestic and international visitors. Whereas the rebound of travel will drive the rebuilding of the U.S. economy and American workforce, whereas the power of travel will revive Kansas and the United States and drive us forward to a prosperous future. Therefore, I, Thomas A. Brown, do proclaim May 2 to 8, 2021 as National Travel and Tourism Week in Kansas and urge citizens of McPherson to join in recognizing the critical role of this industry plays in Kansas. Is there a motion to accept this proclamation?
I move to approve the proclamation for National Travel and Tourism Week.
I'll second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We'll give this to our CBB director and hopefully you'll post it this afternoon in the events. Yeah. I think I'm going to have them to put a print size on that so that it's not 2 pages long on 1 page. Anyway, the next one that we will have is public service recognition. The next two are related to us as a city and a county. In honor of the millions of public employees at the federal, state, county, and city levels, whereas Americans are served every single day by public servants at the federal, state, county, and city levels, these unsung heroes do the work that keeps our nation going. Their tireless efforts are especially critical today during the COVID-19 pandemic, whereas public employees take not only jobs, but oaths, whereas many public servants, including military personnel, police officers, firefighters, border patrol officers, embassy employees, healthcare professionals, and others, risk their lives every day in service to the people of the United States and around the world. Whereas the public servants include teachers, doctors, and scientists, train conductors and astronauts, nurses and safety inspectors, laborers, computer technicians, and social workers, and countless other occupations, day in and day out. These provide the diverse services demanded by the American people of their government with efficiency and integrity. And whereas without these public servants at every level, continuity would be impossible in a democracy that regularly changes its leaders and elected officials. Now, therefore, I, Thomas A. Brown, Mayor of the City of McPherson, Kansas, do hereby announce and proclaim to all the citizens and set seal thereof that May 2nd through the 8th, 2021 is Public Servant Recognition Week. All citizens are encouraged to recognize the accomplishments and contributions of government employees at all levels, federal, state, county, and city. Is there a motion to accept this proclamation?
I'd move to accept the proclamation.
I second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Please pass that down to Nick.
Of course, we would not be able to do what we do day in, day out without the support of the citizens in McPherson County, state and the federal level. So it's not only for us, I think this is for everybody. And I'd just like to say thank you to especially the people in McPherson for the support that we get day in and day out for projects and stuff that we do.
Yeah, maybe there'd be somebody that we should have a proclamation for the citizens.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay, the last proclamation for today is Municipal Courts Week, and we are fortunate to have the City Clerk of the Year Award to Tammy Seeley. But this is for all those municipal clerks. Whereas the Office of Municipal Clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world, and whereas the Office of Municipal Clerk is the oldest among public servants, and whereas the Office of the Municipal Clerk provides the professional link between the citizens, the local governing body, and agencies of government at other levels. And whereas municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all. And whereas the municipal court serves as the information center on functions of local government and community. And whereas municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration life of the affairs of the Office of Municipal Clerk through the participation in educational programs, seminars, workshops, and annual meetings of their state, province, county, and international professional organizations. And whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the Office of Municipal Clerk. Now therefore, I, Thomas A. Brown, Mayor of the City of McPherson, Kansas, do recognize the week of May 2nd through 8th, 2021 as Municipal Clerk Week, and further extend appreciation to our municipal clerk, Tamara K. Seeley, City Clerk, and Britta Merkelens, Assistant City Clerk, and to all municipal clerks for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities they represent. Is there a motion to approve this proclamation?
I move that we approve the proclamation for Municipal Clerk Week.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Could you hand that over to Britta? All these are worthwhile things, so there is all kinds of things to celebrate this week, and if you don't know what somebody's doing, celebrate them anyhow. Okay, we have next on the agenda, a resolution approving county issued IRBs, and this would be resolution 2021-5. And I will call on Nick Gregory to do this as I'm out of voice.
Well, thank you. Resolution 2021-05 is, it basically approves IRB being requested to be issued in the unincorporated portions of McPherson County. It's actually McPherson County that's issuing this IRB. They're proposing to issue the IRB for AMD Distributing, which will be located north of town but it will also be within the city's extraterritorial zoning district, which and Kansas, that requires if an IRB is issued within that extraterritorial zoning district, there's one of three options that could be done. The first would be to approve issuance of the bonds by resolution of our governing body for the city. Two would be to take no action, in which case it would automatically be approved when that happens on May 10th at the county commission level. Or three, veto the issuance of the bonds by the county. I think the city is very supportive of AMD coming in to the county. And for that reason, staff's recommending that the resolution of support be approved to support the IRB.
Okay. This supports one of our existing industries. And the one thing that I wanted to point out before I read the motion is that starting in 2018, acceptance of this does not limit USD 418 from collecting tax. They collect tax regardless of actions taken with the IRB. That question has come up in the recent campaign. I just wanted to bring it up and state it again, that the school district is not going to be limited by any of this action by the city or the county. So I'd like to move to adopt resolution 2021-5, a resolution approving the issuance by the Board of County Commissioners of McPherson County, Kansas, of its taxable industrial revenue bonds to pay the costs of the acquisition, construction, and equipping of a commercial facility to be leased to REKK Properties LLC, which facility is located outside the corporate limits of the city of McPherson, Kansas, but within the 3 miles therefore, and authorize the mayor and city clerk to sign all related documents.
I second that motion.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Unanimously passed. And call on Chief Golden for the police department items.
Morning, Mayor, Commissioners.
Morning.
Morning.
The first item I have is something that Dare Officer Vogt talked about 2 weeks ago. In an effort to continue building a relationship with the youth in the community and educate them about bicycle safety, the McPherson Police Department and Safe Kids McPherson County are hosting a free bicycle rodeo on Saturday, May 15th, 2021. The Bicycle Rodeo is a bicycle skills event that provides an opportunity for bicyclists age 5 to 11 to practice and develop skills, helping them to become better bicyclists and avoid typical crashes. The goal of the Bicycle Rodeo is to provide an opportunity for the participants to learn, practice, and demonstrate their bicycle handling skills in a fun, non-competitive atmosphere. Bicycle adjustments and repairs will be offered, as well as helmet fittings. The Bicycle Rodeo will be held at the McPherson Water Park parking lot starting at 8 a.m. and will continue until 12 p.m. Refreshments and snacks will be provided at no cost to the participants. The recommended motion is to approve the use of the McPherson Water Park for the bike rodeo on Saturday, May 15th, 2021, from 8 to noon.
I'll move to approve the use of the McPherson Water Park parking lot for bicycle rodeo on Saturday, May 15th, 2021.
And I'll second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The second item I have is Officer Jacob Pearson has put in his letter of resignation. He's going to go to the McPherson County Sheriff's Department as a deputy. And the effective date of his resignation is May 14th, 2021.
I'd like to move to approve and accept the resignation of Police Officer Jacob Pearson effective May 14th, 2021, and begin the hiring process for a police officer.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Hey, Jeff Wood. No, Wayne Burns. Had so many items under your name, I thought it was Jeff.
Morning. First item is for the Park Department, a payment to BPU for Main Street water meters. Staff request commission to approve payment to BPU for the installation of 2 5/8-inch water meters for flower planters along Main Street for the amount not to exceed $3,000.
I'll make the motion to approve payment to BPU for the installation of 2 5/8-inch water meters for flower planters along Main Street for an amount not to exceed $3,000.
I second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next item is staff request commission to accept the quote from Jim's Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning for repairs to main water line at Lakeside Park, supplying water to shelters 5, 6, and Swan Court Fountain and the flower beds for the amount not to exceed $1,500.
I'll make the motion to accept the quote from Jim's Plumbing and Heating and Air Conditioning Incorporated for repairs to the main water line at Lakeside Park, supplying water to shelters number 5 and number 6, Swan Court Fountain, and the flower beds for an amount not to exceed $1,500.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next one is Park Department seasonal positions. Staff is requesting that commissioners consider the following names for positions in seasonal positions for the Park Department: Haley Fallis, Latita Motomog, and Aaron Powell.
I'll make the motion to approve making a conditional job offer to Haley Fallis, Latia Modelmog, Aaron Powell as seasonal Park Department maintenance staff, depending successful background check and additional testing, effective May 17th, 2021.
I second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next two items are for Turkey Creek Golf Course. First one is electrical insulation for the VFD systems, additional costs from Headland. On March 8th, 2021, City Commission approved a quote from Sergeant Drilling, Salina, Kansas for 2 high-service VFD systems for the Turkey Creek Golf Course Pump House for a cost not to exceed $31,803.56. The price did not include electrical installation. On March 29th, 2021, Commission accepted a quote from Headland Electric for electrical installation for the new VFD system for a cost not to exceed $6,170. Headland got into the project and discovered that they didn't have 110 voltage hooked up, so they had to run 2 new VFD, 2 new circuits to connect the VFDs and the solenoids for a cost of $517, bringing the total to $6,687.
I'll make the motion to approve payment to Headland Electric Incorporated in the amount of $517 for installation of all conduit and 120 volt wiring to the 2 new VFDs and solenoid at Turkey Creek Golf Course for a total cost not to exceed $6,687.
I second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Staff's requesting approval to pay the Quick Creek Companies of Wichita invoice numbers 22589575, 22589574, and invoice 22589573 for top dressing sand used during the aerification process in an amount not to exceed $2,339.65.
I'll make the motion to approve payment to the Quick Creek Companies Incorporated for top dressing sand used during the aerification process on greens at Turkey Creek Golf Course for an amount not to exceed $2,339.65.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, now I'll call on Jeff Woodward.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
The first item I have for your consideration is the weir at the south end of Mingenbach Lake is in need of repair. Public Works has put together an estimate in the amount of $2,520.60 to complete the work. The street department will construct a new wall and install a steel plate to replace the old timber gate in the original weir. The plate is estimated at $600 from Bruce Welding. Canton, an additional $400 to powder coat it. With the gate being submerged full-time, it'd be prudent to have it, the coating to avoid rust, and we are going to try to get that done at no cost, the power coating, but if that fails, then we'll move forward.
I believe it's already been agreed that we will get it done for free.
Not the total.
Well, TJ's not here this morning, but I was told that.
He was going to check with it, but I don't know if they've reached out to him or not.
Yeah, they have.
Okay.
Okay. So I think that we can eliminate the $400.
Yeah, we won't spend it if we don't have to.
Okay. I move that we approve repairs to the weir at the south end of Mingenbach Lake by the street department for a total cost not to exceed $25,260.
I'll second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next, again, out of the street department, damage occurred to the mini backhoe bucket. It needs to be repaired. The street department received a quote from Metal Arc Welding and Fabrication, Inman, Kansas, in the amount of $1,013.52 to repair the bucket and to build an adapter to lift RCP pipe sections safely.
Yeah. I move that we approve payment to Metal Arc Welding and Fab, Inman, Kansas, for repairs to the excavator bucket and build an RCP lifting adapter for a cost not to exceed $1,013.52.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And finally, I'd like to give you an update on the reconstruction of Lakeside Drive. The street department, in conjunction with McPherson County Public Works, is reconstructing Lakeside Drive from Maxwell to Kansas. The street department continues to cut to grade and stabilize the base from Maxwell to the low water bridge to Simpson. In this area, many soft spots were found. The work is taking longer than originally anticipated.
Okay. Thank you,
Thank
Jeff.
you, Jeff. Okay, call on Nick Gregory for administrative items.
First item I have for you pertains to the McPherson Housing Coalition request number 9, as it relates to the ESG grant. This year, the McPherson Housing Coalition received $192,353 in grant funds from KDHE. Due to COVID-19, there will be no match required as it relates to that. McPherson Housing Coalition will be allotted $114,000 for rapid rehousing applicants, $66,500 for homeless prevention applicants, and another $2,660 for technology and training, as well as $9,139 for grant administration. This reimbursement request will bring their total request for 2020 to $140,484.74, which equates to approximately 73% of that total $192,353. ESG, just as a reminder, stands for Emergency Solutions Grant, and the grant is funded by KDHE and is administered by the City of McPherson for the benefit of McPherson Housing Coalition and for their homeless prevention programs and activities.
Okay.
I move that we approve payment to the McPherson Housing Coalition for the ESG grant reimbursement request number 9 in the amount of $23,021.95 and authorize the mayor to sign all related documents.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, the next issue is one that we deal with annually. Revenue anticipation notes are issued to colleges across the state of Kansas through the Independent College Finance Authority as part of their short-term loan program that they have. This happens, as I mentioned, annually and based upon the individual needs of colleges out there. Central Christian College of Kansas has requested $500,000 from this program. And these notes require, just as the reason they're coming here is these notes do require approval from the City of McPherson. A hearing is being held on May 7th at the Independent College Finance Authority to issue these notes. That hearing must take place before these notes are issued. And though the City of McPherson approves the notes, the city accepts no liability as part of this. And so what we would need to do today is just go ahead and authorize the mayor to sign the certificate of approval associated with these notes after that hearing's actually been held. So, and they want it pretty quick after that. So assuming there's no negative comments or anything that's brought up, we'd go ahead and ask that the commission authorize Mayor Brown to go ahead and sign that certificate of approval.
I'll make the motion to authorize Mayor Thomas A. Brown to sign the certificate of approval for the issuance of revenue anticipation notes in an amount not to exceed $500,000 to Central Christian College after the public hearing is held by the Kansas Independent College Finance Authority on May the 7th, 2021.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We talked in study session last week about back in 2019, the Regional Hazard Mitigation Plan was had that input session and went ahead and adopted. It was brought forth from the regional plan, a final plan for dealing with hazard mitigation in the region. And as part of that, what they are requesting is that individual municipalities and counties within the region formally adopt those, and that formal adoption is tied to potential funding as it relates to hazard mitigation funds that are out there for the region. In order for the City of McPherson to receive those hazard mitigation funds, in the event of a disaster, we would need to consider adopting a resolution for Kansas Homeland Security Region G, which we belong to, their hazard mitigation plan. By adopting and recognizing the plan, the city will be eligible for hazard mitigation funds competitively awarded by the Kansas Division of Emergency Management. And that draft resolution is attached for your consideration. I didn't know if I didn't receive any questions as it related to the plan, but it's also attached for anybody who wants to see that. And we're going to make it available on our website as well via a news article, via an article that you can link on the front of the page if anybody's interested in looking at that.
I move that we adopt resolution number 21-06, adopting the Kansas Homeland Security Region G Hazard Mitigation Plan, making City of McPherson eligible for hazardous mitigation funds when they become available, and authorize Mayor Brown to sign the resolution.
And I will second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
There is one event for your consideration today, and McPherson Library will be doing their story walk at Memorial Park that they've done for several years now. The story walk is where a book is attached to stakes in the ground, and the public can take a walk through the park and read the story. The story walk will be up the entire summer, starting in June, to encourage families to visit multiple times as the stories will change weekly. It's a kind of a cool deal that they're able to do that pushes reading as a priority and pushes families to be together to kind of do this.
I'll make the motion to approve the use of Memorial Park for the McPherson Public Library to install their story wall pages, June through July 2021.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
There are two CDs for your consideration today. Both of these CDs will be awarded to First Bank Kansas. They're both $500,000 CDs, 6-month CDs at 0.08%. The CDs are mature, both mature. Well, one matures on October 27th, 2021. The other one matures on October 28th of 2021. And these CDs were previously at 0.06%. So a little bit of a bump, not much of one.
Man. I move we approve the investments.
I'll second that.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
That's all we got to count as pennies.
The next item, we'll go ahead and bring up our wages, and these were all brought by Wayne earlier. And we'll go ahead and request that the following wages be approved. Haley Fallis, Park Department, seasonal, starting at $9.50 per hour, effective 5/17 of 2021. Latia Matamog, seasonal at the Park Department, starting at $9.50 per hour, effective 5/17 of 2021. And Aaron Powell, Park Department, seasonal, starting at $9.50 per hour, effective May 17th of 2021.
I move that we approve the wages.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 And finally, one bond for your consideration, and that would be Hartley Heating and Cooling here out of McPherson, $5,000 mechanical bond.
I move we approve the bond.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
You want to have the executive session now? After the study session, okay. Okay, we'll move on to study sessions. And the first agenda item. Okay, I'll move to recess. I know you get me somewhere today.
Mhm.
Is there a second?
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Session, and the first item that we had was under Public Lands 3.2. And that's the contract we have with EC Meeks, and that contract has been approved by the city attorney, and both his father, I believe, Brian, and him, EC, have signed it. And so I need can you come up and say something and then we'll go from there?
I think the individual that's ready to do it, he's ready to go to get his vending machine out. The mother, the father, and the individual have signed the contract. And I think it's in the best interest that we follow through with it.
Okay, is there a motion to allow me to sign the contract?
I'll make the motion that the commission move forward and sign and have the contract signed between the city of McPherson and the Meeks family and authorize the mayor to sign the contract.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank
Okay.
you.
You can pick it up and give them a copy. Okay, 4-4, Central
Public Works.
Public Works.
They'd like us to haul and place 101 tons of millings for their parking there at the wrestling center.
I move to approve providing Central Christian College, approximately 103 tons of millings, including hauling and placing them at the wrestling center.
And I'll second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And the 4-5 was a waiver of detention at Sonic Drive-In for, just because they're putting in a drive-in window. And you'd like to make a motion? for
Yeah,
that?
I move that we waive the stormwater detention for the Sonic Drive-In project.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Okay.
Okay, is there
Thank you.
anything that I
No,
missed
the
on
other
that?
things.
Okay, then the other thing that we have to do is to move back we're back into session here. And we have an executive session for attorney-client privilege, and we'll do that from, if I talk slow, from 9:44 for how many minutes would you like? 15 minutes to 9:59.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Do you want your Okay, we're back in session and there will be no action taken as a result of the executive session for attorney-client privilege. And so I'd like to move to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We're done.